Want to go? You want to walk around? We'll talk about places and spaces. What we are going to be talking about today is places and spaces. So in fact, actually we are doing this recording outside. It's an open space. Talking about places and spaces, what it means is, as a student, how do you got to think about it? In terms of college education, how do you think about it? In terms of entrepreneurship or athletics, for that matter, how do you think about it? So growing up, the biggest challenge, what I used to have is, I wanted to compete in a 100-meter race. I used to be an athlete and I loved competing in athletics. So running a 100-meter race, when I go and participate in that, there are tons of people there are tons of my classmates who are much better athletes, who've got a great twitch muscle, and they can run much faster than me. And there is never a possibility that I am going to win that race. And I'm trying really hard. Here's what I did. This is places and spaces. I'm thinking, instead of running a 100-meter race, how about I do a sport where there are minimal number of people. So instead of running, what I decided to go ahead and do hammer throw. In hammer throw, there were only just about few participants, and I was able to excel at that sport, as a result of which I went into competitive hammer throw. I got the confidence and courage to play in my own space. Instead of competing in a rat race where you cannot excel, I decided to choose my space and my place where I can really play confidently. I'll take that example to the next one, which is about education. When we think about colleges, a lot of times, typically, I've seen this happen many times. நிறைய பேர் வந்து என்ன பண்ணுவோம், நம்ம தெரியும் நம்ம வந்து ஆவரேஜ்னு சொல்லி, but we will go and participate in competitive exams. In fact, என்னோட எக்ஸாம்பிள்ல சொல்றேன். In 5th standard, although I was average, below average. நம்ம வீட்டில் எல்லாம் நினச்சிக்கிட்டாங்க, இவனுக்கு வந்து NDAல படிக்க வைக்கலாம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி, நேஷனல் டிஃபென்ஸ் அகாடமி இந்த அமராவதி நகரில் ஒரு சைனிக் ஸ்கூல் இருக்குல்ல அதில். So I went and wrote that exam, bombed in that exam. So overall my confidence level went down. How do I go and compete with those people, right? அதே மாதிரி what we do is we position ourselves for, although we are average or below average or maybe above average, we position ourselves for a IIT joint entrance examination. That's the same mistake what I did again, in the sense trying to compete in a medical college, trying to compete for an IIT joint entrance examination. Instead of that, if I knew and figured out what my place and space, because out of a situation I got finally into an engineering college in Bangalore, and on the college I decided to figure out what is the place what I wanted to excel. I knew what are the things what I need to do to ensure that I can excel. அது ஒரு சின்ன காலேஜ். அந்த சின்ன காலேஜில், because you had good communication skills and you are super active and you are trying to always get into, there is not enough competition. So I became the president of the Rotary Club. I was in the cricket team. I was doing many things in the college. You have to put yourself in an environment where you can excel. And that is why I always think entrepreneurs, if you think about entrepreneurs, they always create their own spaces and places. They do not go and work in a large corporate trying to compete in the regular corporate environment. Not that I'm saying working in a corporate is bad, but entrepreneurs have that thinking. From a child, if you're a parent, I want you to coach your child and I want you to think, what are places where you can position your child where they will excel? If roller skating is a sport which is not played enough, which is not practiced enough, that's the space where you want to put your child in, because the child will excel. There is minimal competition. The child becomes a superstar in that sport. Similarly, if you're a home-based entrepreneur, if you're a homemaker and you're trying to do business from home, instead of trying to think, okay, my neighbor Sheila vandu idu pannittu irukanga, so I'm going to do that. Don't think on those lines. Think about what is that small thing, a unique space in which you can create your own place. Spaces and places. Think about it all the time, whether it's your kids, whether you are a college student, whether you're an entrepreneur. What is that unique space you can create by playing in places where nobody else is there and there is not enough competition? Hope you like this content. If you like it, go ahead, share, comment, subscribe.